Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. I'm going for a walk. That's mine. That's weird. Anyway, Texas is finally having cool mornings. This is exciting. It feels good to walk outside and it not be super hot. I mean, it's not like the coolest, but it's nice. Like, I could go a minute without sweating, and usually the second I step outside, I'm sweating everywhere. So I've been having this guy. My friend was stranded. Well, not my friend, this guy who I used to talk to like years ago, guys. Like, anyway, he was stranded, I guess, and he asked me could he come stay with me. He's a guy that I used to be interested in, and it's so weird because, like, in my mind he was much, like, I guess cuter. Like, he's cute, but he's like, he's not what I remember, if you know what I mean. It's like that. And I know I'm not what he remembers. I was like 40 pounds thinner last time he saw me, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, he's been staying with me, and I was trying to, like, help him, but, like, he's immature. I think he's gonna be 24. He's gonna be 24 this month. And we get along pretty well, but he has a problem with respecting people. Like, for instance, he came to my house. I don't need a roommate. If I wanted a roommate, I could go get one very easily. I don't want one. I don't need one in my life right now. I haven't needed one all year. So, you know, it's kind of like that. And if I'm gonna have somebody stay with me, they're gonna have to benefit me. But because he needs help, I'm not looking for anything from him. I want him to work so that he can leave. But in the process of that, I want just simple respect. Like, you need to clean up after yourself. You need to clean up around the house just in general, because I'm nobody's maid. You need to not stress me out. You need to be trying to work as much as you possibly can so that you can get off my couch. And also, and on top of that, I don't like people who smoke. He smokes weed, of course. And he knew that before, like, he moved in or whatever. He knew that. So, on top of that, he's telling me, because he was interested in me, he thinks that he can use dating as a form of payment. And that's how I know that he does not know me. I don't use sex as a form of payment. I don't know why people hate the word prostitution, but they do it in relationships every single day. They use sex, they use relationships as if it's some type of transaction, and then they get mad at prostitution, which is basically, no, it is a transaction. I'm not going to stay in a relationship at this point in my life because I can't afford to not be alone. I'm not going to use sex as a form of payment. He thinks that because we were together, because we were interested in each other 3 years ago, that him dating me will pay his bills. Now, obviously, I'm not stupid, and I know better, but I told him that I would help him. I didn't know that once he got here, he was gonna think that, you know, we could date and be together. And then he expects me to, like, cook for him just because I love to cook. Now, here's the thing. I just so happen to like to cook, okay? It's for fun. And I do it because it's a good pastime and it gets my mind off of things. It's like somebody playing video games. I love to cook. So he just expects to have a meal. Last night he was like, okay, you gonna make me lunch or you gonna make me dinner? And I'm like, First of all, I cook for myself every other day, and the meal lasts a couple days. Okay, I have to go run to the store right quick. Anyway, the whole point is that I don't need him, and like and I'm not trying to say, oh, this is my place, I don't need him. No, it's literally like, stop trying to make this a relationship. I don't want to be with you. Yesterday, I was talking to my booty call, and he was getting upset because he's like, oh, you're my girlfriend. And I was like, what? I am not your, I told him, I said, I'm not your girlfriend. I said, you need a place to stay. And I said, and literally, guys, like, he has no place to go. He was staying in Florida with some friends. He just, not to be rude, but like, he's attractive, but I would never like date him. It's because he's been trying to get his life together ever since he met me. When I first met him 3 years ago, he was just getting out of the military, and he was just trying to get his life together. He couldn't go back because of the tattoos that he had on his arms, and at the time, the tattoos were of regulation. At the time, like, the tattoos were like, you know, but now I think that they changed the rules. The military is always changing the rules. So I'm like, well, why don't you just go back to the military? You know, I mean, I don't know if once you get out, if you can go back or not. I don't know how it works, but he never has an actual answer either. And then on top of that, he lies about everything. Like, anyway, he's just really immature. So that's the whole point. Because I already agreed, you know, I told him I would help him. I'm doing it, and he can't stay at my house very long because I don't want to end the year with some nigga that's just staying at my house. Like, I don't want to end it like that, and I know that he will get comfortable and that he'll just end up staying over for like months and months and months, and it's just going to turn into that. So I've already told him, like, yesterday I was trying to give him rules, and this nigga is over here like, he doesn't want to hear the rules. He's like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, what? So yeah, I was trying to tell him, you know, like, you have 6 weeks to get your shit together. Apparently he's supposed to be starting a job this, like, literally this Thursday, I think. So apparently, but I don't know. So that gives you enough time to get you a couple check stubs, and either you start paying rent here and you start really living as a roommate, or you go get you a roommate, or you go back home. Like, you can't stay here and just be living with me and thinking that sex is gonna pay for it. I honestly, my apartment is very small, and I really don't even want him living with me, to be honest with you. But I'm like, if you literally don't feel comfortable, you know, because he's from Illinois, and I know he doesn't know anybody down here, and I know that I've had some bad roommate situations. So if you really just don't feel comfortable, you know, living with a stranger or whatever, that's fine. But you are not gonna get a free ride with me just because he thinks that I'm spoiled. No, nigga, I actually work, and I work extremely hard, and I actually watch what I do, and I don't just try to ball out of control on Instagram and on Snapchat and then go home and sleep on an air mattress like he would do. Like, if he got a large amount of money, he would blow that shit, and he would not, like, look into different options. He would not, like, you know, make good with the money. And I know him, and I know he wouldn't. So that's my point. I hate when people come into your life not to add to it, and then they feel entitled to what you've done with your life just because they want you. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. When you get in a relationship, if somebody is working hard, you need to work hard right along with them, unless you guys have an understanding of that. But don't just go into the relationship assuming that somebody is going to carry you. It doesn't work like that. It's just annoying because he makes me feel weird about doing things that I regularly do. Like, I clean up, I tidy up already because it's my place, and I absolutely love cooking. So it makes him think that I'm doing all of this for him and that he just deserves a meal because he's a man, or that I'm cleaning up after him. No, I have to tidy up, and plus I get so many packages that I have to constantly recycle and do shit. Oh, and by the way, somebody commented for me to clean my apartment. First of all, I know that you didn't mean anything rude by it, but whenever I see people telling other YouTubers to clean their house, I'm like, there's a difference between dirty and messy. There's a huge difference, okay? Dirty is when you got dust and dirt and food piling up and all that bullshit. That's dirty. Messy is what I have, okay? I have boxes everywhere. I get packages every single day, okay? Every single day I get packages, whether it's from a mailing list or whether it's from me just buying shit, okay? And then, on top of that, I have a P.O. box. People send me things, companies send me things, and I bring my shit and I put it down on the ground when I get in the house. So my house isn't fucking dirty. I get clothes, I get makeup, I get hair, I get all types of shit, and I have a small apartment. So I sit down in my living room and I go through everything. So telling me to fucking clean up my house is stupid because it's small as fuck. Like, you don't understand how small it is. And do you think I just like living in a dirty place? Do you think that? No, but it's a mess and I can live with it. Do you think I am just one of those people who I like living in a mess? Like, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna live in a fucking mess today. Like, no, that's not my personality. That's not me. But it's not bothering me and it shouldn't bother you. I swear, y'all need, and then I hate it because people will see a comment like that and a lot of people will go and like it. But it's like, first of all, you don't pay my fucking bills and you don't do, like, I mean, yeah, you're watching my vlog, but so? I can watch my vlog and give myself that 1 cent or 5 cents my damn self. So really, it's like, you're not paying my bills. YouTube doesn't even pay the bills like that. I'm not saying don't tell me what to do. I'm just letting y'all know that if I don't do what you say, don't get mad and be all up in the message boards talking shit because you don't pay my bills. So I'm not gonna go clean my house because a subscriber said I need to go clean my house. I'm not gonna go get my hair done because a subscriber told me to go get my hair done. Are you going to run me the money? No. Okay, so are you gonna pay my rent? If you're paying my rent, I'm gonna have that shit tidied up all the time. But I pay my rent. I do those things. I keep up myself. So I'm not gonna go and do it for YouTube or do it for the gram. Like, I'm gonna do it on my own time and I'm gonna do whatever is conducive to my lifestyle. So anybody who thinks I'm messy, good, because you're messy as hell your damn self. It may not be physically, but bitch, you a messy ass bitch. This dude asked to come live with me and he's over here talking to a bunch of chicks. Fuck you. Can you hurry up and get out of my way? Get out.
Did you not do that? What are you doing?
Fuck you. Y'all, I'm sweating. Like, the fuck? What the fuck just happened? This dude, first of all, okay, you know what? I went in his phone, and listen, I already said I didn't want to be with him, but the problem is that he's over here talking about he wants to be with me, blah, 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 right? The usual. So then all day he's ignoring me. I'm talking to him. He's not talking to me at all. I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's just like on his phone. He's not saying nothing on purpose, right? So I'm like, okay, you know, because me and him, we got into like a little disagreement last night. Went to bed mad, whatever. And this, mind y'all, he's officially been here 24 hours, okay? So I'm like, so I look at his phone and I see all these Jessica boos, like he has a boo on each girl's name. And he's like, and they're texting whatever. And I'm like, okay, nigga. So I text each girl and I was like, I'm living with a girl. I didn't put a girlfriend, but that's what he's trying to make it and shit. So I'm like, okay, so that's what you want to do. Whatever. Anyway, he starts getting real disrespectful. He's like, I'm not finna play with you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, excuse me? So, girl, y'all, it got real disrespectful. It got super disrespectful. This is why I cannot stand people. I had to kick his ass out. He's dragging. So I was like, okay, you have to leave. So he's dragging. He's taking a long time. And whoop-de-whoop. So he decides to drag himself. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I said, get the fuck out. Start getting your shit and go. I take his suitcase and I throw it out. all 3 of his suitcases. Then I took my cocoa butter and I squirted it all over him. Then he's just standing outside getting mad. And then he starts saying, you were texting another nigga. So I started texting these girls back. And I was like, nigga, you've been texting those girls. Please. Anyway, this is just so stupid. So he's doing the usual thing, y'all. He got baby boy syndrome. So he loves to play the victim. He keeps telling me, you were texting booty call, blah, 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 blah. Okay, first of all, booty call called me. And we were talking, okay? Booty call has been in my life. Booty call has been in my life for months now, like 5 months now. So when he just called me, we were just talking. But even when my brother called me, he had a problem with that. So nigga, you just insecure because you're doing the same shit that you think you're doing. He's doing what he thinks that I'm doing. The disrespect, the not wanting to follow any rules, the trying to live off me, trying to fucking use me. Nigga, you're not about to use me. I know I may come off as really nice. I am, but it's not even going down like that. I'm not going to allow you to like literally live in my house and already get to the bullshit. So since you want to text all these girls talking about you sexy, when are you free, then you can go live with these girls. You can actually be the nigga that lives in between these girls. Girls like whenever guys stay over. So you can go 3 days at Ashley's, 4 days at Erica's. You can do another 3 days at Michelle, 2 days over at Monica's. You can do all that stuff. And you can have an actual living situation where you just go back and forth and have a little bit of stuff over at that girl's house. And as long as you're keeping them happy and satisfied, then you're good. You got a free place to stay. So don't even come over here talking all that bullshit. I'm not about to do all that. Then he comes in here. So then he was taking way too long in the hallway to get his shit. So I took his clothes and I started wiping up the cocoa butter with his clothes because it was taking him way too long. So he got all the dust and all the cocoa butter and all that dirt in his clothes, and I don't even care. I use his underwear to clean up because first of all, you're not about to get me evicted from my house. And y'all, my dumb ass slipped. I was trying to get one of his luggages and I fell because the cocoa butter is so slippery. And yeah, and I just like, I kind of bruised one of my elbows, but it's fine. As long as I don't have any scars. But yeah, I bruised my elbow. Or whatever. But yeah, I don't have to deal with this disrespect. Like, come on. And then he comes back in here. He's like, I want to make sure I got my stuff. He wouldn't stop knocking on my door, and I didn't want my neighbors to say something because they just need any excuse to get me out of here. He starts yelling at me like, it's your fault. It's your fault. You know, you started talking to all these other dudes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Stop doing the whole baby boy syndrome thing. Stop it. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you. Okay? Like, I'm not. So you can do all that stuff. You can do all blah, 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 whatever. But I'm not about to play with you. Okay? So, goodbye. Bye. Bye. What? Okay, I just spent the last 20 minutes running from this nigga. Y'all, what kind of day is this? Okay. I did not know it was gonna be in the elevator area. It's been 40 minutes now and I thought he had already left. Okay, I'm gonna make it back upstairs. He's yelling. He's being so immature. He's like, bro, I need to talk to you. And then he grabs my arm and he's like, yo, we need to talk. Bro. He keeps calling me bro. And he's just being immature. And then every time I just started saying, okay, you know what? You're right. It's fine. I mean, I was just like, okay, you've already come up with that conclusion. He keeps telling me because I was talking to other niggas, who cares if you're talking to other girls? And I'm just like, okay, this is a battle that we're just not gonna win. So I can't keep arguing with you. Of course, got a pimple coming in. Hi, I just took off my makeup, except for the lip gloss because we may be going to the store. I'm not sure yet, but guys, I don't even think I'm gonna insert the clips from earlier of us having just like a big fight. Like, Okay, so basically this is what happened, okay? From start to finish. Hopefully I don't run out of battery. I'm actually getting ready. If he doesn't make it here within the next hour, I'm just going to call it a night just because I'm so tired. I'm going to just take a shower, and then every time I shower, I always like pluck. Not every time. I only pluck my eyebrows. Every time I pluck my eyebrows, it's after my shower because everything's open and it's easier to pluck and less hair follicle damage. So yeah, but I'm giving him another hour. Anyway, he walked a couple hours ago to CVS, and I'm like, he will walk 3 miles. Like, I don't do that. I will take a bus or an Uber or Lyft or whatever, okay? So basically, quick backstory on this guy. I met him in 2013 or 14. So we started talking in 2013. I thought he was kind of whack, so immature, and he was. So we just weren't really talking. Then 2014, we met on accident because we were both at the club, and we saw each other, and I was like, "Is it your name?" Blah blah blah. And then we texted each other, and I had an old text message from him. So it was the same guy that I met online, but I had stopped talking to almost a year before. But we just ran into each other at the club. I've ran into so many guys from like POF and stuff like that on 6th Street, so I'm not surprised. Then, fast forward, we would talk every year, and he was just so like all over the place. His life is never together, ever. Ever since I've known him, his life has never been together. He was in the Army, then he got out of there, honorary discharge, I guess, and you know, and then you know, he hates it, like most people don't like the Army. So anyway, we would talk, and everything would be so good. Like, I would be crazy about him, blah blah blah, and then he would just disappear, guys. He was just one of those guys who would just disappear. Stop talking to you, and we could only talk whenever he wanted to talk. And then I just felt like he had all these girls. So I just kind of gave up on it. I just didn't really care about him no more. So, and he is immature. So yeah, he called me and he was like, "Oh, I really need a huge favor from you. You guys, usually I would never ever do something like this, ever. But it was just so short notice, and I didn't even think he would really do it. But he needs a place to stay, so I told him yes. He's not going to be here long. We're actually going to talk about that, and I don't care how he reacts. But yeah, so anyway, we started talking, and as soon as he gets here, he's like, you know, I don't want you talking to any guys. I just want you talking to me. And I'm like, no. Like, I mean, honestly, the booty call guy, if he's... The weird thing is that me and this guy, we've never had sex before. We've only just kind of like video chatted. And I was like, okay, he's got a big dick. What's new? You know, that's like not a big deal to me anymore because they are so dime a dozen, it seems like. I don't know, maybe not. Whatever. Okay, like that's whatever. Anyway, he's here, and then last night he came back at like 1 o'clock in the morning. He left at like 9, kind of like now, and he got back at 1, and I really just didn't want to deal with it. I was worried because I know I had to let him in the building. One of my neighbors let him in. Then I was just like waiting for him, and I'd never been the type of girl. I haven't been in relationships, so it's been a really, really long time since I've had to sit up and wait for a man. That's all I'm saying, guys. Like, I just hate it. I hate relationships so much. I hate the whole process, like, whew, to a core. I don't like waiting for people. I don't like having to expect calls. I hate you not answering and it upsetting me because it's just as simple as answering your phone. I hate the back and forth. I hate wondering if somebody's cheating on me. Like, I just hate the whole, like, relationship thing. So, really, I don't really need it. But I felt like, well, what he did was he just came in here and he's here temporarily, and he's like, you know, we're going to be together. And it's like, you can't tell me to just be with you. Like, it doesn't work like that. Just because you want to be with me does not mean I want to be with you. And it's not even as, I mean, well, it is kind of, it is him. Okay, it's him. It's not you, it's me. It is him. He's extremely unstable. He's immature. He doesn't tell the truth all the time, and sometimes he tells a half-truth. He's just, like, before, yes, I wanted to be with him. I thought he was so cute, and I was just mad over him. But now it's just kind of like, you know when you see somebody for who they are? And he's very much like what I could be. He's always saying what I could be, what I will be. But it's like, you're going to be 24. Like, stop with the whole potential crap. Like, I need to know. Look, I need you to start doing your shit right now. I don't know what's up with all these young guys talking to me, guys. Like, young guys who love talking to me. Like, the friends of benefits guy was like, I mean, I'm 25. I'll be 26. But I don't know if that's young or not. But whatever. So, yeah. He just... And then he's always talking about how he wants to change and how he wants to be different. He just always has an excuse. And he's... Oh, he has the baby boy syndrome where, like, it's just... That's just how it is. But he is attractive. And I've never been one of those girls that, like, falls for attractive guys. Actually, a lot of the guys I've dated have been, to most people, unattractive. So it is nice to date somebody attractive, you know, and still deal with bullshit. Because it's like, if I'm going to deal with all the bullshit that I do all the time with the nice guys, I can at least date somebody who's good looking and nice. And plus, he's a Scorpio. And Scorpios and Pisces have a great... Scorpios and Pisces have a very good chance in a relationship. So I'm very much into that. Anyway, so I was just really upset last night. I was mad because he did come home late, but it was more because he came home late because he was smoking weed. And I don't like weed. Like, every guy I've dated, like, I've had really bad luck with them smoking weed. And I don't like the way it smells. But the good thing about this guy is that he doesn't stink. And I hope I'm not jinxing myself by putting this in a vlog. I feel like every time I put it in a vlog, I'm jinxing myself. But, like, I don't know. Like, he doesn't stink, and that makes me very happy. I've dated a guy who he smoked, and he just smelled, and he stunk, whatever. So, yeah, that was the issue, and I told him that. So this morning, we went to bed mad at each other. He slept in the living room, which was how I wanted it anyway. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. I slept in the bedroom, and we woke up, and he was literally ignoring me. Like, I was saying, hey, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, and then I was like, okay, you need to go take a shower. So he gets up, and he starts looking for his clothes to go take a shower, and he gets off the phone because I started nagging him, and I look at his phone, and he's texting these girls. And their names are like Boo. So I'm like, okay, you're over here talking about how you want a relationship with me, and you're texting these girls, and he's like, well, now here's the thing, guys. What I forgot to mention is that last night, I told him, I said, this isn't gonna work. I was like, you can't stay here. Like, you're going to have to find something else because I really don't want anybody living with me who smokes weed. And I was just like, and just other things that was bothering me about him. I was like, I really was like, I'm just so scared of, because I worked so hard to get this apartment. And like, I don't know. I work very hard for myself and to be alone, you know, to finally, like, you know, really be comfortable. And, you know, obviously, you guys know I'm a hustler. And I don't want somebody just coming into my life, not really bringing much into the picture, and just ruining it, you know? And that's just what it is. I am so cool with just being by myself. And I was telling you guys this in another vlog. I was like, I'm so scared of living this way because I feel like I'm not going to make any room for any relationship if I keep being so like, oh, I can't, you know, I have to be, you know, I love being alone. I love being ugly by myself. I love eating nasty. I love that I cannot clean my house for a few days and leave dishes in the sink and nobody would judge me. You know, I mean, he's a guy, but you know how some guys are like, you know, either guys are just nasty or they're like super clean, whatever, and they don't judge or they do judge. So yeah. That was my whole thing, without getting too much off the subject, was I told him, but I wasn't telling him that he had to leave that night or the next day, but he was very, very upset, and I was like, you need to shower before we talk, because he did want to talk about why he was so late. Anyway, I was just so in my feelings and so mad, and he doesn't understand where I'm coming from, because he doesn't know my past, really. I haven't talked to him since last October, his last birthday. It seems like he always calls me around his birthday, because he always gets in his feelings and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so this morning, I just grabbed his shit and I told him to get the fuck out. I was reading the text messages and he was like, well, you're the one who told me to leave. And I guess he started texting these girls. I don't know. So I texted the girls back and I was like, I'm living with a girl. I'm living with a girl. And then one girl texted back and was like, it's cool, you know, I guess you got a girlfriend, you know. And these were old girls that he was like, that he used to date. And I guess he still keeps in contact with. I don't know. He's just one of those guys. Whatever. I mean, it's just the whole thing. He is just not what I want. He was what I wanted, but now that I'm older, and I'm older than him, like, it's just not. Anyway, I kicked his ass out. I threw cocoa butter lotion on his stuff. I was so mad. And me and him, we just like had it out for like an hour and a half. At first, we were kind of like yelling, but honestly, I don't want those type of problems in my apartment. I'm so glad it didn't happen at night when everybody was here. It would happen during the daytime. Everybody's at work, so I was really like trying to keep it low, and I was like, chill. So he leaves. He's in the hallway. I'm telling him to get the fuck out, and you guys, it's so embarrassing. He was not getting his stuff out of my way fast enough, so I slipped and I fell and I bruised both my arms. And I did it in front of him, and guys, it was so bad. Like, my hat fell off, and you could see my terrible, like, guys, it was bad. It was very, very embarrassing. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I guess we cooled down, and he kept, he called me a few times, and then I saw him in the hallway, and then I was, like, hiding from him because, not because I was scared of him. He was being so loud and being real ghetto. Like, I'm not even playing outside. He kept, and stuff, and I'm just like, this is not who I thought, he's not who I thought he was, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's just not who I thought he was. Because me and him have only met twice, both of them were on 6th Street, and both of them were very quick. Like, the first time I met him in person, I was not interested in him. He's attractive, but I was like, no, you're immature. And I was only hanging out with him because I was being a wing woman for my homegirl at the time. And then the second time I saw him again on 6th Street, and he stopped me. And he was like, you should come hang out with me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, you know. He was living in Fort Hood at the time, and, you know, which is like an hour and a half away. And I just didn't want to hang out with him. I thought he was living in the barracks, so I didn't want to be around a whole bunch of guys. I did want to have sex with him at the time, but I just didn't want to be out in the barracks. So, so yeah, that's what happened with us. Anyway, I was so embarrassed because he was being really, really loud. I did want to, you know, and then I started kind of coming around to my feelings, and I was like, okay, let me just hear him out. I probably am overreacting. So he just told me that those girls weren't anything serious, but that, you know, I had kicked him out. At first, I thought he was just more playing the victim like he always does, and he kind of was. But, you know, we talked and everything, and I just, like, came down to my senses, and I won't even show you guys the full clips of everything because, you know, and I've honestly, like, he just, anyway, it's just a lot. He didn't get, like, physical with me or anything. He was just, like, you know, he was just really cool about it. Not that I should be relieved that he didn't get physical with me, but I've been in relationships with guys that have gotten physical with me, and I did not even, like, put my hand up to them. They would, like, push me and just get real rude over me calling them out on their bullshit. It's happened multiple times. And honestly, I was kind of like, it's not even that I'm just scared. I'm just like over that point in my life. I was never even on it, but I was dealing with it, you know? And I don't want him to think that I'm just trying to use my upper hand because it's my place. But we need to have a mutual respect. So we spent the next 30 minutes playing the whole mutual respect thing. I wouldn't let him back in my apartment until he started talking to me, like, stop talking to me like he was crazy, and he changed his attitude, because you're not going to make me feel uncomfortable in my own home. He was making me feel very uncomfortable. It's not that I can't stand the silent treatment. It's just that the silent treatment was super unnecessary, and it was disrespectful. You know, couples do that bullshit where they're doing that, but it's like, nigga, it's been a night. We've had time to sleep on it. You need to grow up. So then me and him, we went for a walk. And everything, and just, yeah. So right now we're good. He left at like almost 5 o'clock, y'all, and it's almost 9 o'clock right now. He's been gone for 4 hours once again. He walked like almost 2 miles to CVS, I think. He doesn't really like taking the bus. And his car is in Illinois. And then, which, I mean, he walks fast, so I'm like, and he's really in shape, so I'm like, why does it take you so long to walk, you know? Yeah, I don't even really want to talk about him because I already know I can't deal with him for very long. Like, he's going to have to go because he smokes weed, and I really don't like it. And the weed is causing him to do things that are stupid. Like, he'll ask random people, can I have a smoke? And it's like, nigga, you need to just chill. Like, just chill. Anyway, y'all, that's what's going on with me in my life right now. It's just him, I guess, and just school. I don't know, I'm just like, oh. Then my arm is still hurting from those. I hate vaccines. I hate them because they always make my arm kind of like throb after taking them, and I just don't like vaccines in general. Oh yeah, and I told you guys, you guys already know I went to the makeup store or whatever. I don't know, guys. It's just like, I'm so, like, right now, at first I was like, I gotta, you know, I feel like I can benefit from this because I just have like a partner, just like a partner in crime, somebody to do shit with, you know. It gets lonely out here, and he's one of those people. He's like, if I say, do you want to do something, he's like, let's do it, you know. And that's, right now, I'm the only person he has right now. He doesn't have any friends out here, nothing like that. His friends aren't even at Fort Hood anymore. A lot of them are actually out of the Army, and for a while he actually did want to go back, but now he doesn't. So yeah, you know, and it's just me and him. And even though I have family here, it's like I'm by myself. I have not seen my sister in like over a year. And if I did, it was on accident. And she lives a few miles away from, well, she lives like about 15 miles away from me, maybe. She lives not too far from the domain. And my brother, who lives in Washington, I saw him a couple months ago. So anyway, I have no family out here. And I don't even really have any friends. And I'm not lonely. I love being by myself, y'all. You should see me. My days are filled. And they're not even like pampering things that I be doing. Like, my days go by like that. The years just passing by. I'm always doing something. So it's just nice. Like, it's nice to hear like a noise, but I know it's him. And it's only been a day. Today is day 2. And yeah, I mean, it's just his personality. Like, it's like literally from the moment that he came over, even though we've only met twice, and it's been like 4 years, you know, it's just like, it's different. Like, oh my gosh, it's been that long? 2013? Wow. And I don't feel like I could have meshed with anyone else as well as I meshed with him. Like I said, guys, he's a Scorpio. That's got a huge deal to do with his personality traits. And we could talk about anything, and he talks a lot. And I'm not that big of like a talker. Like, me talking in vlogs, this is the most I've ever talked in my entire life. I don't really talk like that much. I can go a whole day without saying a few words. That's why I used to always have like a sore throat, because I would like not talk that much, you know. But usually he's talking and I'm just kind of listening, but it's cool because I just have like company, and I'm a hermit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just kind of chill. So yeah, as far as company, and I'll tell you guys about sex later, because that's been, I know it's like, damn, you a hoe, whatever. Oh, and another thing is, during our argument, he kept yelling at me about the booty call guy. How did I even forget about that? Okay, so out of all the days, the booty call guy comes back into my life. Me and him have not spoken. No, he sends me texts. He always sends me the same text. I want you to have my baby. I want to build a life with you. I want to start a family. Like, he's always saying, I want you, blah, blah. And this is a booty call, y'all. This nigga brings nothing but drama. And this guy just pops up in my life, and I'm like, well, if me and him have sex, I really don't need you no more, because now I got a nigga here, and I can get sex whenever I want it, and I don't have to wait for you randomly with you, and then, you know, but the sex was getting pretty good with him, but it's okay. All niggas can be trained, okay? So he calls me. First we were texting for a little bit, and then he calls me, and he's like, he always does this argument where he's like, I told you I want you to be my girl. And let me tell you guys what being his girl consists of. Like I told you guys before, he wants a parking pass, a key, and to be naked at home. That's what it means. He mentioned nothing. And because finally I just asked him, I was like, and what does being your girl entail? And that's what he told me. And then I was like, okay, what's my benefit? He said dick. And I was like, that's not being a girlfriend. That's being what we are, friends with benefits. I told him I would love a little bit less. No, I would love a lot of less drama out of you. And he was like, I don't be having no drama. And I'm like, telling me that you want me to have your baby, that's drama. I don't care what nobody says. Like, in my opinion, nigga, that's drama. Like, that's just too much. So, anyway, we ended up getting into an argument. Like, I told him, I was like, when I kicked the other guy out, I was like, okay, I need somebody to get my mind out for this right now. Come over. So, me and him yesterday had agreed that he was going to come over at 2. I know this sounds crazy, guys, but I didn't think he was actually going to come, so I just said come over at 2. Then he calls me at 11. He's like, I want to come now. And I'm like, what? And he was being super aggressive like he always does. I don't know why guys think that every girl likes this. I don't like it. So then we got into the fight, and I told him, why don't you come at 12? Literally between 11:30 or 11:20 and 12 o'clock, that's when the fight happened. Anyway, me and the friends with benefits ended up getting into a fight. Then he comes back. So now, y'all, so now he's back in my life. The other guy, military guy, that's what I'll just call him, even though he's been out of the military. And it's just like, whatever. Honestly, like, I'm just wondering if I feel like I've been trying to, I just don't want a relationship of convenience. You know, me and him, we were talking, and I told him that I don't want you to just be with me because you're here right now. Like, you're just doing this for convenience. After you leave, I don't believe that he's going to try to pursue a relationship with me. So I really just want to keep it, you need a place to stay for right now. So, okay, cool, but get your shit together. And he keeps trying to convince me that he really wants to be with me. He's like, believe me, I wouldn't be telling people that you're my girlfriend. I'm like, would you? I just don't believe anything. And honestly, like, he's immature. So yeah, that's basically what's happening. I'm just here trying to hustle and get my life together. And he's here, working on getting a job and all that stuff and, adjusting to Austin life. So hoping that he'll be on his way soon. That's another thing that I just hate about relationships is that, like, once you start getting used to something, you start to miss it. When he left earlier, like a few hours ago, when he was walking out the door, I was missing him. And that's just like, come the fuck on. That's why I don't want... I guess you have to open yourself up to being hurt or whatever happens. Anyway, guys, I am going to go take a shower. I'm giving him... I said 9:30, so... Or did I say 9? I don't remember, but I'm giving him till 9:30, so I have about 40 minutes left. And while I'm in the shower, right before I get in, I'm going to do a face mask and wash it off while I'm in the shower. Then I'm going to tweeze my eyebrows, and I'm going to go to bed. I'm hungry as fuck, but I don't know, I've just been so high off of just like, just hanging out and him and just like the whole, like how we're so comfortable with each other and how things have just like, blended. And I thought it was going to be so different with him. Like, I was so nervous when he was coming, like, when he showed up yesterday. And that was just a whole ordeal mess. But then when he got here, it was just so chill. I was like, oh, wow, okay, I can do this. And then, for a little bit, I don't feel like raising a boy. I don't feel like raising a man. Yeah, I just hate that. And I don't want to fall in love with potential. And another thing that I wanted to mention is, okay, guys, so another thing that I really wanted to mention is if you are not used to living with someone and like you're like me, like you're used to being alone, like for real alone, you need time to yourself. Like, I'm one of those people, I need me time. And it's different than just going in another room, He can go in another room, but it's like he's still there. Him going on these walks at night, like, or whatever he does, it's amazing because it gives me time to do things that I would do regularly. Like, yesterday when he left, I cleaned up the kitchen, I put some food on, and, I kind of just, like, tidied up the living room and everything. And it was just nice because he was just gone. And then he came back. And I went to bed, So right now he's gone. So, and I also, I put the dishes in the dishwasher. I finally emptied it. It gave me the courage to go do that. And just, do other things. And now I'm just editing some videos while I'm vlogging. So, yeah, that's another piece of advice. Like, you need me time. You need time just for yourself, just to woosah, just to be like, okay, now I'm recharged. Now I can deal with you for another, you know, 20 hours. For real. Because while he's not working, he's here all the time. And we spend all the time together. And I don't know, like, if I'm in one room, he usually comes in the room with me or something like that. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay. Anyway, okay, bye.